to apply for the Better Cities for Pet grant offered by Mars Pet Care and the United States Conference of Mayors.
Second that.
Motion and a second to apply for the grant. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, consider approval of a request to fund the facade improvement program within the downtown waterfront district and to have the program administered by Harvey.
I'll start and then if I miss anything, Melissa can fill in the gaps. So if you recall, last year the city council brought back our downtown facade program. Out of that, it was about $22,500, I believe, is what we budgeted last year. Party of Wisconsin administered the program on behalf of the city. And that funding came out of the room tax portion that is designated for economic development. We were able to do 3 projects through that program last year, and so that's the information that was put together by the Heart of Wisconsin and included in our packet. We have had continued interest from other businesses in the downtown area, so we are recommending that we refund that again, with that funding to come from the room tax portion for economic development at that same level, in the hopes that we can once again accomplish 2, 3, maybe 4 projects depending on the scope of those. We hear a lot of times that obviously downtown is, people may want to be there, but the businesses or buildings are not always in the best condition, so just trying to have another carrot out there to try and encourage redevelopment in the downtown area. So I guess, Melissa, do you have anything?
We were just very encouraged last year by the strong interest in the number of projects that we had put forward. There is still an interest, getting calls yet this morning to see if this will be funded again this year. So I see this as a very worthwhile project and I would like to continue it on.
I'll make a motion to approve the request to fund the facade improvement program within the downtown waterfront district and to have the program administered by the Heart of Wisconsin. Funding will come from the room tax allocation of $23,250.
Motion and a second to approve the facade improvement program. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, consider approval of a request to release the request for proposals for the Easttown Plaza redevelopment.
All right, I swear this is the last one. Hadn't been here in a while, so I had to pile it on. This is obviously following up on a project that was started by the city about 3 years ago. We acquired Easttown Plaza. At that time, it was an office building that had been vacant for quite some time. If you had been in the building, it was interesting in its layout. It was very broken up. It was not necessarily the highest quality redevelopment when it was updated in the 80s, I believe it was. So the thought at that time was that the city would try to remove any barriers to allow it to be redeveloped. So over the last 2 winters, we worked with the street department, who has gone in and performed considerable interior demolition, really trying to take it down to the studs in places, remove walls, drop ceilings that were in place, but leave walls that were actually in good condition that we've basically done, I would say probably about 75% interior demo on the inside on it. We've been working with our environmental consultant, Robert E. Lee, to get a closure letter because there is some groundwater contamination under the building. Those monitoring wells have been installed and the testing is being completed. We expect once those results are in, we'll be able to get a closure letter from the DNR that basically says as long as you don't touch the building, meaning demolition or new construction, it'll be fine. So that gives it kind of a little help from that aspect. So the request for proposal is proposed to be put out to see if we can find a developer who's interested in most likely doing a mixed use redevelopment of the building with commercial retail lower and residential upper. And then we're kind of leaving it up to them on if they feel there's really 2 buildings there. There's a 1-story portion on the north side that was a former auto dealer, auto repair type building, and then there's a 2-story portion. The 2-story portion for sure is in good condition. It's got a newer roof. The exterior is in good condition. That 1-story portion, the roof, it needs some help structurally. It may not be in the best of shape. But really, rather than the city taking on that cost of potential demolition, we want to see what proposals come back on ideas for that. So So basically, we're requesting to put out that proposal, see if there are any takers on redeveloping that property. And then if we do get proposals, it would be reviewed by staff and then brought back to finance and the council for obviously consideration of any proposal prior to construction.
I'll make a motion for approval of the request to release the request for proposals for the East Town Plaza redevelopment.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the request for proposals. Any discussion?
And that looks like quite an aggressive schedule as far as getting the proposals back. Do you think that's realistic?
I just kind of threw it out there, so that would be basically May and June, so about 60 days. And I'm open to putting it up longer, just wanted to try and get proposals in potentially so that people could be getting in there yet this year. But adding another 30 days may be appropriate based on the last proposal we got that was on a more aggressive time frame and we didn't get anything on that. So it may not be a bad idea to pump it out a little bit.
So 30 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they're due April 30th.
Let's see, I had updated some of the dates, so we may have an older one, because I was originally aiming to try and get this released last month. So the dates I'm proposing would be, basically it would be released after council, and then the due date would actually be June 29th is what I'm proposing. So that would be about 60 days.
Due date?
Yeah, June 29th would be the proposed due date.
Okay, there was a motion and a second. Any other discussion, comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item number 5, review and approve a proposal from Tyler Technologies for the purchase, implementation, and maintenance of new human resources financial software.
Okay, as you recall, in the 2018 budget, we put an item in there for the purchase of new financial software, and currently the Human Resources Department does not have any type of software for the maintenance of their records. So we went out, explored a various number of vendors and things like that, and evaluated, had demos and things like that, and basically came back with a recommendation to go with Tyler Technologies for new financial and HR software. The cost, and Human Resources, I think was last week, reviewed this also. Basically for the software and implementation, it'd be about $256,000. There's travel expenses estimated at about approximately $40,000 as they bring in a team to come in here. And basically the implementation, they say, will be about 12 to 16 months. So they're very hands-on, going through, sitting down with staff, going through training with not just with the finance department, HR, but also the other departments that will be utilizing the software, because they'll be able to have the access into the system and be able to get more real-time information. There's additional hardware costs of you have to have a server here installed. Plus, for the street department, mainly public works in the field, they're going to have tablet-type devices where they can record those times, as opposed to currently where they come back to the garage or during the day and they have manual time sheets that they fill out and those are entered. Here they'll have those tablet devices and that'll be able to download into the system. And then also on an annual, with any software packaging with our existing ones, we'll have annual maintenance fees for the hardware server and then also the software of about $46,000. So in the budget, we had estimated about $250,000, so obviously we're a little bit short on that, but since this will be spanning 2 budget years, we'll probably come back in the fall with a new budget request to make up the difference, and then we kind of get to see what those actuals are going to be on some of the tablet devices and things like that. But currently, we have $250,000 in the budget.
How much in the budget?
$250,000.
What was the grand total again with the travel?
About $300,000, so about $330,000.
motion to approve the proposal from Planner Technology for the purchase, implementation, and maintenance of new human resources financial software. I guess recognizing that it could be over 2 budget years probably.
Yeah.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 6, consider for approval a resolution amending the 2018 budget.
Okay, you all got copies of the resolution. Basically, this mainly consists of 2 parts. One, when we completed the 2018 budget, at the time we did not have any approved cost of living adjustments or waiver settled contracts with the police and fire and local 1075. Subsequently, in December, after the budget was passed, they approved those pay increases. So what I had done is estimated what that was, put in contingency. Now that we know what those were approved, we're transferring those amounts out to contingencies to the various operating accounts. The other part of this resolution is basically at year end, we had certain unspent funds, whether it be grant funds or donations that we received or projects that were budgeted for in 2017 but not completed. And we anticipate those to be completed in 2018. So basically what we're doing is we're carrying over those funds from the 2017 budget and appropriating them in the 2018 budget when those expenditures will be realized. If you see on the last page, I tried to give a kind of a listing, just a brief explanation of what the various budget adjustments are. So if you have any specific questions about any particular one, I'm happy to address those.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 12, 2018, amending the 2018 budget.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Any discussion or comments? Mr. Allen?
What'll be in a contingency fund? Tim?
In our actual contingency fund, we'll have about $200,000 left in the general fund.
Anyone else? All in favor of approving the resolution? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, consider a special events application submitted by Grove Elementary School and the Wisconsin Rapids Police Department for the Grove Elementary 70th Birthday Parade to be held on June 1st, 2018. The applicant is requesting that Grove Avenue, Lincoln Street, Clyde Avenue, and Port Street be temporarily closed.
The applicants did note that they would not be able to attend tonight, just because Mr. Donovan thought the meeting would be on Tuesday like usual. But yeah, pretty much right in the agenda, it lists the street closures that they're requesting. I did look through the application, and basically they're asking for temporary street closures. The rest of the stuff, there's no vending, there's nothing that's included like a normal special event in town, such as Cranberry Blossom Fest. It has a lot of other stuff going on. This is just a temporary parade.
It looks like a half hour.
Yeah. And I mean, it is co-sponsored, PD has a hand in things, so
Right.
I'm sure the street closures will be executed in a quick and safe manner.
I'll make a motion to approve special events application submitted by Grove Elementary School and Wisconsin Rapids Police Department for the Grove Elementary 70th Birthday Parade held on June 1st, 2018, from 2:30 to 3. The applicant is present at Grove Avenue, Lincoln Street, Clyde Avenue, and Port Street be temporarily closed.
Motion and a second to approve the special events application. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 8, beverage operator license application. Anyone need more time?
I'll make the motion to approve the beverage operator license applications as looked at.
Second?
As is looked at.
It's renewal season. The licensing year is July 1 through June 30th. So we get renewed before.
There's a motion and a second to approve the beverage operator license applications. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, audit of the bills for March 2018. Did anyone not have a chance to look at them? Then I'll make a motion to approve check numbers 71321 through 71840 and manual checks 99635 through 99659. Motion and a second to approve the bills. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, set next meeting date.
Well, I might suggest that you choose that.
This is the only one left.
And actually have one of these guys choose it for you. Friday at 5 o'clock.
I might not even be on the committee, so.
That's true. He makes a point.
We don't have to set one of the
Yeah.
committees together, that's fine.
Wait for new committees. See what they want to do.
So is that something we can do at our meeting on the 17th?
Yeah, because usually the committees kind of meet.
They usually
like
get
chairmen
together.
At that time and kind of maybe coordinate on.
Sure.
So maybe just put that on the council agenda. Okay, item number 11, in open session, the committee will vote to go into closed session under section 19.85, parent 1, parent E of the Wisconsin statutes, which reads, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Sub A, in closed session, the committee will discuss a request from Wisconsin Rapids Community Theater Incorporated to lease space in the Centralia Center. Sub B, the committee may return to open session and take action or make recommendations regarding the Wisconsin Rapids Community Theater Incorporated request to lease space in the Centralia Center or may adjourn in closed session. I will make a motion to move into closed session. There's a motion and a second to move into closed session. Are there any comments? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.